Okay. Um, Over here on the left, we have my mushroom waterer version 2. Goal here of this video is to design mushroom waterer v3. I already started with a little design here so far. What I'm trying to do basically is inflate this head here, but also make the shapes more uniform and also offset the bottom from the top. So it's not just water trickling all the way down and straight through the holes. It has time to kind of float around here in the shell of the mushroom head. Um, so yeah, let's turn this one solid, kind of give it a look. I think I'll actually duplicate one of these and put it in the center and have it just go straight up. Might have to adjust it here. Yep. But I might have to shrink it down just a little bit because I still want to give support here for the other holes. It's not perfect, but that's okay because none of us are perfect. Neither are mushrooms. But yeah, let's drag this down and then we'll shoot it all the way up here. See how it looks on the bottom. Make sure there's ample room around the other shapes. Appears to be the case. I'm also going to duplicate this, make it solid. And we're going to inflate that. Just make it uniform, 10 on each side. And then we're going to put that around the negative shape that we made. And doing this, we're going to kind of make the stem, or the sleeve of the mushroom. I'm going to do negative 0.5 just to move it back a little bit. Looks like it's getting cut off there. I'm not sure I like that too much, but we'll kind of shrink it down to 9 maybe. Do that for the other shapes as well. Okay. And then I'll select both of these just so I can uniformly bring them down here. I'll turn this outer shell negative just so I can see what's going on in the background. Select those again. Just gonna bring it kind of down just enough so it blends into the shell, so it has support, but it doesn't stick up high enough that traps water around the edge. And I think that should be ample room right there. But I still want that negative space going all the way to the top. So just gonna move that and that only, and then drag it down again. And then I'll make this outer shell solid again. I don't like how offset that looks. Kind of move them around a little bit, just eyeballing it here. Seems like that one could go out further, as well as these ones. It still looks pretty offset. What's the hmm. Well, that looks like it's on the same plane here. Just move that back there. Make sure these line up. The same distance from the center if I can. Um, then we'll line it up here. Certainly not perfect. That's okay. Now for the bottom piece, let's actually combine all these shapes and look how that and see how this looks first. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. Wondering if we should put some smaller holes there. Maybe like minuscule, very minuscule holes. I don't know though. Or maybe we can do something with a ring shape. What was the diameter of that? So we'll probably do like 40 for each side for this. Thinking with this, maybe we can just cut out a negative shape around the center. We're just gonna make sure to put like blocks for support on each side. So I'll do that by making that 2 in height. And then probably 5 by 5. Control Z to undo. And we'll bring that over here just as our reinforcement. Um, Drag that in. I don't want it overhanging like that, so we'll bring that in a little bit. Center it on that circle there. And then Control C, V to copy and paste. Yeah, like that. We'll make that a hole for now. And we'll bring our ring in place. Okay. That's good. Bring that further. Just right there. Oh wow, that's really offset. Oh, it'll look like a mushroom, I suppose. Then we'll make that a negative space. Turn that solid. Gonna bring that side in as well. See how long this is. 4. I believe I made that 4, but let's double check. Not. Alright, and with that, I'll pick this up and we'll drop them back in place once the hole is cut. Combine these two shapes with the union group. Might be some delay. Yeah, it looks like it came out okay. And then we'll drop these down. Yeah, good. What's that? -0. I don't think that's right. Um, yeah, yeah, okay, that snapped together nicely. Great. We'll also do two more here. Center it on the center hole. Just bring that down a little, maybe. So they have different, just so they're not on the same kind of plane there. Hopefully give it more support. And if that's all centered, we'll combine it. Okay, now for the bottom. The bottom, I wonder if we should go pyramid type shape. But we'll also fit it to that cone there. So what we can do is center it on the, or not the cone, the cylinder. We'll center it on the cylinder if we can. Go a hair back there. What happens if we just put it on 0? I'll just put it where I had it. That looks pretty good. So what we'll do now, bring that down here. I'm also gonna shrink it down a little, turn it negative just so the inside has hollow space for water to travel through. Voila. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do here is uncombine or ungroup the shapes here. And hopefully I can get that negative space in the cylinder back. You're not going to revert any progress by ungrouping items. You're just going to uncombine all the shapes basically that you had already. So by doing this, it really helps to kind of put things in place and then combine them with objects you had previously. Um, so you can kind of advance your designs in that way. Um, but yeah, I'll take this cylinder. I'll blow that up a little. Or actually, I want the sleeve, so I'm going to take these two objects, combine them, and then I'm going to make that a negative, and I'll bump that up to 15 or so, just to kind of fit it in place. Okay. See where we're at with that. That was in place. Okay. I think I just got to raise these. And then we'll modify the cylinder. What I'm trying to do here is cut off all that extra space here, but I think I actually got to make the inside pyramid a little smaller. Much smaller. Put it over here. That should be center-ish. Then we'll just bring it up. Now with this, I just don't want to cut off the outer sleeve, so I'm going to try to, or the outer portion of the sleeve there. I'm going to try to shrink it down to like 15.6 maybe. Maybe even 15, no, 15.1, 15.05. Yeah, that's good. 15.4, that's too much. Too much. 15.1, also too much. 16 it was at, so 15.8. Okay. 15.1 again. 15.2. All right, coming out here, 15.25. Okay. That might be as good as I'm gonna get it there. So I'm just gonna bring that down here. Make that combine, and then we'll take it over to Blender in a minute once we're done in Tinkercad. I'm not gonna worry about the loose shapes here. Let's just see how it looks. Should kind of have a pencil look at the bottom, or extruder, if you want to think about 3D printing. Yeah, let's see how the inside looks. Kind of weird. Let's fix that cone. Am I moving here? Am I moving the whole shape? Yep. Okay, instead of doing that, just, nope, that has everything selected. That's what I want. Nope, still not doing it. Is that it now? What's going on here? Huh. Okay, that's how we had it before. But I don't like that pyramid. I also kind of want it to come out the bottom too, so it has that drain. It's off center there, the bottom. Why don't we just fix how that's gonna look, because that's gonna be outward facing. Okay, should be better. Just raise all of that back up here. Or actually, let's bring it down a little. negative 0.4. Okay. We'll combine all shapes again. I think I'm happy with that. Center though, that's one thing you gotta look out for when you're kind of going back a few steps. Just do a Control Z to undo. We'll raise that up a little bit. Or no, need to raise the shapes up a little bit. Actually, let's be methodical about this. So we'll do them all at the same height. Or relatively same height. Because they are offset a little bit, if you remember. Careful here. Just select everything underneath. That should leave us free and clear with these blocks. Group them so we can lower them at the same time. But we'll go a little bit lower, or higher rather. That should be good for the supports there. Now for this, I do want to recreate those holes. Again, trying to be a little more methodical. So what I'll do here is I'll actually clean up the loose geometry. I do that by importing it into Blender. Computer's thinking a little too much. There we go. So I always just click General, delete the box, go to File, Import STL, go over to my downloads, and then I look for M's, Motion Water V2 today. Hit Import. Now sometimes you might hit Import, not see what you're looking for. If you go over to the number pad where the period is, and you just tap that, or just might be, yeah, it's the number pad delete button. I was gonna say it might be just the regular period or the delete button, but that's not right. But yeah, here we are in Blender. We have the model imported. Next thing we're gonna do is hit Tab on the keyboard to go into edit mode. I'm gonna select, or tap A on the keyboard to select all. Go over here to Mesh, separate by loose parts. And then gonna come over here to the right, just find whatever segmented pieces they found, highlight it, and delete. You should be left with a cleaner model. Yeah, let's take it back into Tinkercad. Open a new design page. I'm gonna change the name. V3. Gonna come over here to import. Choose a file. We'll choose this guy. Import. And I'll also start kind of building the whole shape. So I'm gonna rotate to a 90-degree angle. Gonna copy that a bunch. But for these ones, I'm kind of gonna squash them. This one I'll make the drain. Just make sure it's nice and open. Actually, it's kind of smaller down there, so we'll do that. I wonder if I can just select all these and scale them all down at the same time. Yes. And then we'll start plugging them in. Gonna start with the drain here. Raise that up. Just don't want it covering the whole part of the stem. I also want to raise it up a little bit so there's more structure at the bottom. And then make sure it's not cutting through everything. That should be good for that. Bring this guy up, rotate it a little bit, just to give it a little look of randomness. Bring it over here. Bring that guy over there. I don't want it so tall though. Just be like little windows on the stem, you know, just big enough to let water out, but not big enough so the wall collapses. And then I think we'll do one more over here, and another maybe towards the bottom actually. Push that down. Here. Yeah, it probably needs more love on this side here, to be honest. Lower it down a little bit though. And then be a little lazy, just copy it, just bring it up here. Squash this down a little bit too. And I think that should do it. Unless we want to put another kind of drain hole on the side down there, which might be a good idea. Do want to leave some room for structure there. Maybe I'll jack it down a little bit. Yeah, I think cut into that pyramid shape a little. That's fine. More surface area for dissolution. There we go.